why you?
Because you shoot them.
Because why you?
Because you shoot them.
Today on Clean Communities, we are looking at open defecation, poor drainage system and its effect on planning and national development. I am Sairam Abla D'Souza. Clean Communities is funded by Star Ghana. Stay with us. Kaklamadu is a community in La, here in the Greater Accra region, and it is our focus community for this week. It is an unplanned neighborhood that has no access road apart from the footpaths that crisscross the community. While residents keep their surrounding clean, they are faced with a huge challenge. All the garbage generated in La, cantonments and surrounding communities are carried by a storm drain into the sea here at Kaklamadu. This generates a huge sanitation problem since there is no gutter and residents have no way of dealing with the issue.
From the terrace of the King's Royal Atlantic Hotel, Kaklamadu is not different from many other residential areas. It has some spectacular high-rise buildings in the backdrop, including one of the largest and well-known art galleries in Ghana, with a beach to boot. But beneath all these is a sad sanitation situation. Indeed, life here is a struggle for survival, and only the fittest survive. Located off the La Teshi Beach Road, this unplanned community bears the brunt of the larger La Township. Large quantities of the garbage and waste generated each day end up in this community, and the stench is unbearable as one enters Kaklamadu.
Him go bend the edge, him go shit. Him go come out away from him shit. Him shit go be the last way. Him go like to see. Because why you?
Because you shoot them.
Because why you?
Because you shoot them.
Upon a monkey for your land. Him go bend the edge, him go shit. Him go come out away from him shit. Him shit go be the last way. Him go like to see. Because why you?
Because you shoot them.
Kaklamadu is a corruption from Akan. Mekong crying Namedu. In English, it means I went to Accra and I've arrived. This town is no longer as welcoming as it may have been in times past. Being an old and largely unplanned settler community, there are no roads, and narrow paths and alleyways crisscross each other in one huge maze, a huge challenge for a first-time visitor.
Kaklamadu is a squatter camp. Nobody has given any land to them. And it's a squatter camp, and you know this international, the habitat, UN habitat, you cannot just move this huge number of people that they should go away. It's just like Sodom and Gomorrah. So the best we can do is to make sure that they live in a nice and healthy environment. If you say you are going to make roads into the community, you know the number of people that will suffer in that. And where are we going to settle them? We don't have any place that will settle them.
The storm drains, which carry wastewater and much more from La, enter the sea through this community. And while residents themselves may be too poor to buy some of these luxurious items, they themselves appear not to be helping matters at all. They also dump their waste, both solid and liquid, into the natural waterways that run through Kaklamadu. And the result is what you see here. Because of the contents of the waterway here, this bridge is nicknamed the Spaghetti Bridge, and it may well deserve it. So, what do residents of Kaklamadu make of their poor sanitation situation?
Sometimes you see most of us suffer from malaria, but sometime in a month you need to treat malaria for about 3 or 4 times in a month. And we have made known to the MP and the assemblyman what is going on, but we keep hearing promises, and up to date, there's nothing that's been done about it. You know, these plastic bottles you see is not normally thrown from the people from this community. It comes downwhere from Labadi town itself. There's a big gutter from there which comes straight into the sea you see here. So those rubbish come down and then it ends up here. We have tried as much as possible to try, you know, sometimes when we have heavy rains, we try to cleanse it, but within a day or two, you see still the same thing here. It brings mosquitoes and stuff in. Sometimes even in your house eating, you see a lot of flies and stuff which is not healthy to, you know, to the community.
As our gutter is here, it's very bad because I want government to help us. First, this gutter was not like this, but first it was plain. They put water inside, but now they have been putting refuse down and things inside. It's not good. So I want the government to help us so that we should do something about this thing. So I should organize someone or some people. I want to tell them that they should stop putting the rubbish into the gutter. They should go and pay so that they'll send the rubbish to Zoomlion. I don't know. So I'm telling them now, I'm telling all of them now that we shouldn't put any rubbish or we shouldn't go to toilet and then we'll put it in a polythene bag and then throw it away. We shouldn't do that. And then we shouldn't pour any dresses or anything at all into the gutter.
The environment, before I was here, some place even is almost bush. But as things going on, people are coming around. And also the environment, how you can see this situation, people used to throw rubbish around and you can't see them. They used to come midnight. Someone will come and throw water away and you see there is rubbish inside. And those people, when you see them, you can't talk because they live around, and also some of them are the citizens, so you can't do anything. When you talk, they will just tell you, you stranger, you want to tell me what to do, so and so. And it's something that is bothering us. And because when this thing occurs, it brings a lot of mosquitoes. You know, when rain falls, people dump rubbish into the gutter, and also those boys who carry those ballers, they also used to do that. Or you have to do something about it because rubbish, you can't live with rubbish in your house. You can't live with that rubbish. And when you live with the rubbish, then something different is going to happen to you. And maybe if it affects you, it will affect another person too. So I will plead on behalf of the people that in the area or the town, that they should know that this is where we are living. This is where we stay. We are people of Labadi, and if the people of Labadi are ready to do something about those things, something can be done.
This is not the only sanitation challenge residents of Kakalmadu face. In fact, it may be the lesser of two evils. A stroll at the beach is a daunting, arduous task which demands great gymnastic skills. Elsewhere, beaches are tourist attractions, bringing income into the local economy and joy to the residents. The reverse is the case in Kakalmadu. The seafront serves as the major public toilet for residents who deposit large quantities of shit of all shapes, sizes and color here daily. This open defecation galore, according to experts, has grave consequences for the residents.
Nti so ni soto a eni bibi ade bakọ nkunuma na ode bakọ nti wo koka kire omo se omo yesi a na omo jo se wa wotena ha no menye nkrani ti me kan ya na omo ka che me se ni ba ye no me batu nsuo ni wa ha omo kọ wampunum obi no kọ wampunum obula omo di omo huni te se mi no omo ba ko so na kwa toilet aya mi hu omo a aya mi ya se pa se me ba kwa twea na ma hwiegu na me ominyonko akwa hwiegu free na yare ne ba so a ono de wa hwiegu free o na yare ne ba anya nyina
and see how people are sitting over there. These things, if the strangers came to Labadi and this thing is not going on, I hope the strangers will not learn. Or if you're a stranger, you come and sit and they catch you, the citizen of Labadi catch you and whip you, I hope next time you won't come. But when you see the citizen itself doing its own thing there, and you help him to do. And at the end of the day, when you go to your hometown, your village, you say Labadi is dirty.
Many of the homes and shacks that make up Kaklamadu have no toilet facilities. They claim that they defecate in the open because they have no toilet facilities in their community. Well, this private businessman thought he had found a smart business opportunity and has put up this combined public toilet and bathhouse. Was it a smart idea after all? Beatrice Ajay is the attendant at the B-Man toilet and bath.
We operate the toilet and the bath. So the adult is 40% zero and the paper is 30%. The kids, we collect 20%, then we give you half paper. So actually we are getting almost 1 month. 1 month now. Normally, the men actually don't come, and they normally used to go to the seaside to, go do everything about it. But the women, they come small. It has affected us a lot because, like house flies like this, when they come around, you see them plenty because of the toilets over there and the rubbish over there. We normally have house flies and the rubbish. When the winds blew, then a lot of rubbish over here. We want them to stop going to the seaside. For them, that place is a tourist area. We want them to be nice and clean so that we don't get visitors from Omanye house. They come around, check everything here. So we won't put the bed down so that the beach will be clean and neat. But they don't come here. They say the price is too high. And because the seaside there, the police didn't attack them and things, so they go there.
Even little Samuel frowns on the horrible practice.
How old are you?
6 years.
Do you like the gutter here?
No, I don't like this gutter.
Why don't you like this gutter?
Because it smells.
Some residents of this fishing community, for fear of insults and beatings, declined to talk to us on camera, but lamented that the open defecation and indiscriminate waste disposal is a crying shame, and they need to collectively change their way of doing things. We often hear the saying, cleanliness is next to godliness. But right beside this church building is one of the open drains which has become a refuse dump for the residents. Residents of Kaklamadu say most of the plastic and other waste in the gutters and at the beaches flow in from the La Township. Rita Odolesowa is the Municipal Chief Executive for the La Dadekotopon Municipal Assembly, LADMA.
To be honest with you, it's a great bother to me. And if you contact my waste management director, he will tell you it's a big challenge, and this is for Zoom Lion. But you see that LADMA is written on it. So I keep contacting them, I keep falling on them to come and lift the containers. So I've not just left it, but I'll continue, and I'll make sure that by this weekend they'll lift all the containers there. And from time to time, I've been monitoring a lot, and it hasn't been easy, but we are still doing our best. And since this program has come on board, the Assembly has constructed some bridges on some of these unconstructed drains. And that program is for hydro. That project is for hydro. So this afternoon I'm meeting the hydro people, and we are going to go around again. And I want to say that the Member of Parliament has worked so hard since he was elected into office concerning this drain, the Kaklamadu drain. And we've been going to hydro. I used to go with him, and they said it's a capital intensive project. We need funding for it. So we are still going to pursue it to make sure that these drains are constructed for the people within the Kaklamadu community. if the bin program is brought on board, every household within Kakramadu should ensure that they have these waste bins, so that it will start from somewhere. And then when people come and they realize that they have the waste bins, they will know that they are not the people dumping along the beaches. And then I also want to encourage our citizens, not just Kakramadu, that they should also come on board for this waste bin that we are going to distribute, so that they all have a place to dispose of their waste. And then we assure them that the municipality will ensure that the waste contractors will dispose of the waste, the bins, so that it will be collected regularly. We have a court, a sanitation court within the assembly, so most of the people are brought there and then they are fined. So like we are going to form this maybe watchdogs, so that we'll be each other's keeper. If Kakramadu starts by not allowing the people to cross over to defecate along the beaches, I think it's going a long way to help us. And then with the wireless toilets, that has not been handed over. I've worked so hard at it. I've met civil aviation, and they are in the process of handing over the toilet facility to us. So in the very hopefully before the middle of this year, we'll see that toilet facility functioning. But all the same, I also want to encourage the people that everybody should have a toilet facility in their homes. So we start from there, and then we'll move forward as a municipality.
So what is Ni Amasana Mwale, Member of Parliament for the area, doing about this situation?
Liaise with the assembly so that every household must get a litter bin that will be taken, and then they will pay something at the end of the month. Then also about the Kakramadu gutter, the drain, where they say when the water is coming, the beach sand prevents it from entering the sea, and because of that it remains stagnant and then it breeds mosquitoes. Today we're going to have a meeting with the hydro people, and I think we'll raise that concern to them, and they are the engineers and the technicians. They don't know what to do at the estuary to make sure that the water moves straight into the sea. We first have to educate them. So we're going to do community sensitization, where people empty the waste into the drains. Our vehicle will go there to sensitize them, to tell them the effect of what they are doing, how it's going to affect themselves. And then also the assembly is going to get some task force out to be around and then try to arrest, not arrest, but bring people to the assembly, to the small court that is there, so that they will be prosecuted and then find them, and then they will know that these things are not things that must be done. But leave them and tell them things that they are not supposed to do and things that they are supposed to do, how they are supposed to pay for the waste that they are generating. The best we can do is that their houses should have their own toilets. The best we can do is that we have to provide them with bins that they will put their waste in it, that it will be empty from time to time. So we have to go to that community start from where they are and then take them out of the place so that they have a healthy community.
Talking about open defecation, poor drainage and its effects on planning and national development. And we have Foster Osai Akono. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Green Building Council and an expert in the built environment, to help us unravel the mystery behind all this open defecation and poor drainage system, and also help us get the way forward. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, now built environment, Ghana Green Building. I explain.
Okay, all right, okay. The mission of the Ghana Green Building Council is to transform the built environment, and the built environment, the buildings, and whatever is associated with the buildings within whatever community. So our mission is to transform the built environment towards sustainability through the way our buildings and communities are planned, designed, constructed, maintained, or operated and maintained. That is the main vision of the Ghana Green Building Council. And its vision is to help improve the health of the present and future generations through green buildings and sustainable communities.
When it comes to green buildings and sustainable communities and environments, is there hope for us?
Yeah, there's a lot of hope for us.
But what we have to do is a change in mindset. Our attitude is very, very key. I mean, these are simple, what's it called, principles that when we adhere to, we'll be able to turn things around. But it starts from us. It starts from us as Ghanaians. We need to change our attitude towards the way we do things. Okay, we need to change our mindset. It is not a foreign thing when you go through the basic things. I mean, for instance, if somebody's talking about water conservation, all he's trying to tell you is try to see how best you can conserve without, what's it called, losing out, without spending so much. Okay, if we talk about energy conservation within buildings or energy efficiency within buildings, the bottom line is for you to reduce what you are using so you can save for the future. And that's, we don't want to deplete the resources that we have, otherwise it's going to have a tremendous effect on the future generation.
Okay. Do you focus on just the built environment, or we also want to focus on how to, probably already we live in a filthy environment, so is that where we can focus on how to probably make use of the filth we have around, to solve our problems?
Talking about built environment, as soon as, well, there are two things: either it is fully built or yet to be built. So we look at communities like this, we look at new communities. When it comes to new communities, for instance, we have developers going to virgin area, or let's say secondary forest, and clearing everything over there before they start their development. This is unsustainable. Okay, so we don't recommend they do that. There are strategies that we would have to, what's it called, come out for them to adapt to. So that, does it make sense if you have, let's say, 50 acres of land with secondary forest? Does it make sense to bulldoze everything down before you start planting trees again? No. I mean, basically it doesn't make sense. With communities like this, which is run down, I should say, you talk about open defecation. I noticed that some of them have WCs, among other things. And I can see some of the waste pipes coming out. You see, we can turn this waste into resources, good resources, and I would say income generating resources. Because and it is, although it's an unplanned community, we can come in with all the expertise and plan it for them, relying also on the public authorities. I'm talking about the municipal assemblies, among other things. Okay. The waste coming from the RWCs can collectively channel everything into a receptacle and turn it into a biogas system for them. I'm sure they use firewood, among other things, to do. Can't we produce gas from their waste to help them with their economic activities? We can. All this water that is coming from wherever, we know there are no drainage systems here. But one key thing we look at is runoff water, which can be collected, recycled, and turned into other uses.
Are you suggesting that, for example, the storm drain here at Kakamadu, the water in it we could recycle?
We could recycle the water here. If we measure the volume of water that comes, okay, and we would want to avoid this situation, we can locate a receptacle somewhere, get a plant, and then let it go back for other uses within the community.
Most of the waste from Kakamadu come from some parts of Cantonment, Olympia, and the main La township. Is there something we can do for them as well?
Yes, we can. If we, looking at the capacity and the volume that will be coming here, we can have a stopgap somewhere there, so we reduce whatever is coming here. But all of them, like I'm saying, we can collect them and then turn them into proper use. You see, we always spend money every year at Circle to do what? To to control flood.
Yeah.
Okay. This is as a result of the fact that water comes from every area to Circle. They are trying to find, the water is trying to find its way out. Okay. But if within communities we reduce whatever go waste, we will reduce that flooding which occurs every year at Circle. The same thing applies here. Okay, we can tackle the problem from the top cantonments, Labadi,
yeah,
etc. And we will reduce the danger that it causes to them.
Is it that difficult to construct underground drains? Won't that help?
To be honest with you, if you ask my opinion, that is what we need. Okay, and I talk about attitudinal change. Somebody will say underground drains and then they will clog, you can dissolve them. What happened to the open drain? It is so open, they can just put the things there. We have to, our maintenance culture, we need to change. You see, we need to say, okay, we need to, I wouldn't want to say we shouldn't think the way our skin is, okay, but at times that is what we do, okay. We have to be proactive. There's so much we can do to uplift Ghana, to uplift the built environment. Our cities are so bad, okay, and I think let us come together, have a changed mindset, say we can do it, a mindset which says yes we can, and we'll be able to solve our problems one after the other. I don't believe in solving the problems piecemeal. Let us identify the bigger picture and strategize to solve it by the day.
You're watching Clean Communities, funded by Star Ghana. We are talking open defecation, poor drainage system, and its effect on planning and national development. We'll be right back.
Because the shoot says firm.
Because why you?
Because the shoot says firm.
We still have the CEO of Ghana Green Building Council and an expert in the built environment here with us. So we are still talking how to kind of change our mindsets when it comes to drainage system, open defecation, and how well we can, plan so we can develop ourselves as individuals, develop our communities, so that at the end of 1 year this project would be successful. Okay, so let's look again at what you mentioned earlier about changing mindsets and attitudes. How do we do that?
Okay, we can do that through education, and it has to be systematic. We need to start from we don't know to we can do it. Okay, we need to involve the people. We need to set basic parameters for them. We need to take this community as a whole, as a project that can be funded and executed. Okay, so it's not a question of we coming here, talking, and then leaving it on a drawing board. No. When we involve the community, when we involve all opinion leaders, when we involve all stakeholders, and stakeholders, I'm talking about public, private. Okay. I'm talking about the private sector, where we can have the multinationals, where we can have corporate bodies, put them together as part of their corporate social responsibilities. Now everybody is talking about the environment, everybody is talking about green, and most of them, I beg to say, they just lip service to do it. We don't want to do that because at the end of the day, it does not help to just go and do a borehole somewhere, do another borehole somewhere. Let us pick community by community. Let's strategize, know exactly how much it will cost, and then put all those who matter together, and together we can put the whole thing. UNDP is doing something that's coming from the UN, okay? And I always ask myself, why should we wait to be told what we have to do? Yeah. They're coming up with something called Switch Africa Green. You know, when we started the green building about 5 years ago, people started asking, do we need this? When we started the council 5 years ago, people started asking, do we need this? We know we need this because they are basic principles. And now they are telling us we need it. But no one will listen to us because we are the same. You see, Ghana, we can do it. As individuals, we can do it without the light skin telling us this is what we have to do. And some of these basic concepts were practiced in the villages. In our villages, how were they getting water? They were harvesting rainwater, and they have special pots somewhere in their rooms for special water for their guests. Okay, we come, and how were they taking care of their waste? And we just marvel you from the villages. Right there, they knew about cleanliness. We come to the urban cities, and everything is no, we can do it. Okay, so let us begin to change our mind, the way we think, and that's the mindset. Let us begin to change our attitude towards one another, and I'm talking about the Ghanaian. Okay, let us change our attitude, and like ourselves, let us know that we can do it as Ghanaians, and we don't expect anyone else to do it for us. And it is only true that will be able to move this country forward and then change our built environment towards sustainability.
Mr. Sayakono, we are in here at Kakamadu.
Yeah.
You have seen a bit of the situation in Kakamadu. Let's focus on our lenses now mainly on this community. What must we do?
Okay, the first thing we have to do once we get all the opinion leaders together is to get a basic layout of this place, and then we come up with questionnaire, do a survey, okay, physical and then social cultural survey and then economic survey, and come up with proposals as to how best we can solve the problems that they have here. One, the sanitation, for instance. I know regarding the, what is it called, they don't have any septic tank, but we can create biogas system to serve the entire community. I don't know the total population here, but we can create a system, biogas system, that will serve the entire communities. We can look at open areas and create recreational grounds for them. We can plant. I saw a school up there when I was coming. We're advocating for green schools. We can actually look at that school as part of the community and then turn it around. Their water system, we can look at it and see how best we can apply our strategies as to harvesting rainwater, recycling water, and also collecting the runoff, which will be channeled to do other things for this community. We can also do energy audits in their homes to see the consumption and apply strategies to reduce their energy bills. And I think if we do that, especially with the biogas system, it will help with their economic activities, among others, so that they will also know that they've been empowered, they live in a clean environment, know what we see now, and that will also improve their health.
Open defecation here at Kakamadu. Behind us, you know, is where they really do it. What can you say about this?
Yeah, well, I think it is bad, and it is because they do not have toilets in their homes. That is why they come here. So what we need to do is, once we take inventory, we will know the number of homes without toilets, and we'll be able to provide for them. And once we provide for them, we need to educate them as to how to use it. Okay, because if without education, it will become very difficult. I mean, some of them will be used to what they do out there. But once we educate them, and then we have to monitor. Okay, we have to come one day after another to see whether they are still doing it. But if we educate them, then they will be used to that pattern and they wouldn't go and defecate there. And what is also going to help is that when we are able to provide toilets and for that matter water closets in all the households, okay, it is going to increase the volume of waste that will be required for the biogas system.
You see, the problem with Kakamadu is that they don't have enough land. Okay, they don't have land. The toilets across the streets, they are just not some people are just not willing to pay 20 pesos or 10 pesos to use it. So it makes it feel there's a very big work to be done, huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done, okay, not only here, but the whole country. But we have to start the work. If we leave it, it will get worse, okay. They are not willing, not that they are not willing to pay the 10 cedis, but the part of the matter is they don't have the 10 cedis. Okay, some of them do not have the 10 cedis. So if you don't have
10 pesos,
10 pesos, some of them may not have it. So if they assuming the household size is 6, is 10, okay, if it is 10, you need the head of household will have to come up with is it 1 Ghana cedi or whatever. And is that going to be once a day? No. Okay. So I think they need the support. If their what's it called, economic activity is improved, then they will be able to pay out. So let us help them. So in future they can save, and then what's it called, contribute to some of these things. But I will advocate for toilets within their homes. We count the number of what's it called, persons within a household, and then we provide the standard for them. We don't have to what's it called, do less than what they need. And then talking about the land is not big. No, I beg to differ. I think they have land, just that the land part is occupied by unauthorized what's it called, structures. Okay, and that is why proper planning, collaborating with the assembly will help.
So there is still hope for the community of Kakamadu here in La, in the Greater Accra region. We can harvest rainwater, we can recycle water. But first we need to change our attitudes, we need to change our minds, we need to acknowledge that there are some buildings here that shouldn't be here. We need to acknowledge there are things we are doing that we must stop. Leaders and community members alike must take responsibility and must take action. That is what Clean Communities is about. So that at the end of the 1 year, we would walk out of communities like Kakamadu, knowing very well that yes, we have achieved something, knowing very well that the people here are going to live a very clean and healthy life. My name is Sairam Abla de Souza, and Clean Communities is funded by Star Ghana. Today, our resource person has been Mr. Foster Osai Akono. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Green Building Council and an expert in the built environment. Same time next week, Clean Communities will come your way. Thanks for watching.